Hey YouTube, it's Frisky Dingo here doing another review video. Today we're looking at Nintendo E3. We had quite a few new announcements, especially one of my favorites, Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda 2. We got to see a little bit of in-game trailer and a cinematic trailer together. So I thought that was pretty cool. With also the in-game trailer, we got to see a little bit of the mechanics that are going to be used in the game. We also got to see setting and also what seemed to be a background, basically storyline that's going on. Maybe it's environmental. We really don't know. We might find out more within the next coming months. So that was extremely exciting from the Nintendo E3 presentation. Another game that really excited me was definitely, it has to be Metroid Dread. I'm a big fan of Metroid Fusion. I had that game originally for the Nintendo Game Boy SP and the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. I've emulated that game so many times. I've beaten it on different emulation devices, so that just lets you know how much of a fan I am of 2D Metroid games. And with the last Metroid Fusion, I was kind of disappointed that there was no continuation of that storyline, or even a even a side backdrop game that could have came out earlier. I know it was called Metroid Hunters. That game was supposed to come out for the DS but never did. That was supposed to be the continuation of Metroid Fusion, but it looks like we get Metroid Dread instead, which I'm extremely happy with. I love the Metroid series, and just to see, Metroid reprise that fear role, because with Metroid Fusion, that's pretty much what it was. It was basically set to a 2D platform that was more of a fear-based instinct game, where you were looking out for either the transformed Metroids, you were looking out for the aliens, you were looking out for the other version of Samus, which was the most important part to the storyline, that Samus ended up getting affected by a cell and then basically become having a clone of herself. So I thought that was a very interesting part. And to see Metroid Dread take on that exact same fear element is what's extremely cool for me. I cannot wait for that. Definitely a big fan of the series. So we're definitely going to get to see a little bit more in the incoming months. So hopefully we do. Another big game for me, unfortunately, because I am a fan, was Super Mario Party Superstars. One of the big things that I was waiting for was basically the ability to do the whole online three-way ID party. And with that game, they pretty much present that new. So that's extremely fun. I don't think I'm going to buy it, but because I have the original Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch, I'll definitely be looking out for it in the next coming years once Mario Party player base dies down, or if they introduce new games and new updates, that would probably force me to switch over. And what can I say? I would definitely say that that I wasn't as surprised as I thought I was gonna be with the Super Smash Brothers character reveal. We had that also. We end up getting Kazuya from Tekken 7, one of my favorite fighting games, one of my favorite 3D fighting games of all time, and just to see that he's being added, especially already having Ryu in the game, I think that's pretty cool. Really nice addition. I was hoping maybe Master Chief or Crash Bandicoot, as some might rumor. But to get Kazuya, it just goes right down the line of what they're looking for in the sense of adding new characters. A lot of people complained that there was too many sword characters and there needed to be more fighting-based characters or limited projectile characters. So that's extremely good. I'm definitely pleased with that part. And I have to say, Nintendo E3 actually surprised me a lot. I thought they were going to hit the fan a little bit more, pushing a couple more games. I thought that them having the new Monster Hunter Rise was pretty cool too. I like the whole additions that they're adding to that game, having the ability to, you know, have animals transverse the land with you, being able to hatch eggs. I thought that was pretty cool. I always liked that in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. It was one of my favorites in Pokemon. To see that feature being added to other games is pretty cool too. Shinigami, that's also another game that's coming out. I'm extremely happy with the art style of that game. I don't think I'll be purchasing it anytime soon, honestly, even if it comes out this year or next year. I have an entire backlog of Nintendo games that I have to finish. And with Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, I have to purchase Breath of the Wild to beat that. But I'm extremely happy just to see Breath of the Wild 1 because Breath of the Wild 2 because I already had played it on the Nintendo Wii U. So can't wait for that. And I hope within the next coming days we might get something new on the sense of Mario Kart. We haven't got any new info on that. Hopefully we'll get into some Mario Kart information. The only other thing I'm really looking for, honestly, is I would have to say, besides Mario Kart, I was definitely hoping for some more Marvel news. Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not going to really get that game for the Nintendo Switch, but I will be purchasing it for PC, so I'll definitely have some gameplay of that up. They had a couple other games. Let me just make sure I check down the list. We talked about Dread. Mario Rabbids. The only thing I could really say about Mario Rabbids, I'm not really a fan of that crossover. It particularly isn't my favorite. I think they could do better in crossovers. I think them picking that animation group, I don't think it was, you know, a good balance for Nintendo because Mario's in a weird space, right? At this current time, they're trying to pitch everything to the Switch to a more teen, young 20s type of players. And with the Rabbids, they're pretty much still in that childish sense. When Rayman was rebooted, no one wanted to play that version of Rayman. So honestly speaking, to have that as a collaboration with Mario is pretty disappointing, but hopefully something good will come out of it. I was hoping they were going to do like a real Rayman and Mario crossover. I thought that would have been cool, but the Rabbids, not necessarily. But also we got into Ace Attorney. That's also a really good game. I was a big fan of Ace Attorney for the GameCube and Game Boy Advance and DS. I had all of the Ace Attorney games. So a lot of people wouldn't know that there's actually a few others on different consoles. So I'm actually pretty excited for that. The trailer came out. It seems that you're taking like a back travel to ancient times and basically playing as Ace Attorney's great grandson or something like that, or grandpa, which is, I think, is pretty cool, or distant cousin, which one it could be. I think it's pretty cool that they're going outside the realms. It looks like Nintendo's just basically trying to reboot the status of all their games. Metroid Prime 4 is supposedly in the works, so we can't wait for that. Breath of the Wild, we got some information, we got a gameplay, so I'm extremely happy about that. Super Mario Golf, I think that's pretty cool too. I most likely will pick that game up because I was a big fan of Wii Sports. I used to play Wii Sports Golf all the time, so I'm kind of missing that feel of playing Nintendo golf games. So that might be a purchase. But overall, I'm just happy with being able to get a good selection. Like I said, with Summer Games Fest, it was kind of underwhelming. And we're definitely going to get into Capcom E3 and Microsoft E3. Those two were extremely short. But I will do a separate video on that. And you guys could check me out in the next one. Most likely, I'll be uploading another video about E3. Doing a reaction to the new Rorian Mall. So I'll have that uploaded within the next 24 hours or so, and I'll check you guys in the next one.